Shalom, brothers and sisters. Grace, mercy, and peace be unto you from Yahuwah. He's our Father. And Yahusha, who is the Mashayah, the one that carries the burden of Yah, his voice, our high priest, soon coming king. Hear, O Yesharal, Yahuwah, our mighty one, he is one. This is Brother David coming to you again to bring you the Feast of Tabernacles 2022. And the word is not tabernacles. It is the Feast of Sukkah, huts, or tents. Do you see the modern Hebrew script here? Hebrew reads from right to left. What are the letters? Sa, second letter. Ka, third letter. Ha, very easy transliteration. Sa, ka. Huts, or tents. They had to dwell in huts for 40 years in the wilderness. Then after they came into the land, they had to observe this feast, the Feast of Harvest, the Feast of Huts, so that they would remember that they dwelt in the wilderness for 40 years in huts. And when they came to this place, after they entered into the land and the temple was built, do you see the valley? All in the valley you would see huts, tents. All of the pilgrims would come from all over the land to celebrate this day. It shall happen again. Our King is coming soon, and we shall return and build the waste cities. Let's begin. Wayakara. Does that sound anything to you like Leviticus? The people who translated and transliterated this book were not concerned with giving you the actual names and words. The only thing that they did was replace. You will never find the truth if you follow them. You have to learn special skills to overcome. Wayakara. Chapter 23, verses 33 to 35. Verse 33. And Yahuwah spake unto Moshe, Masha. Who's speaking? The master of the universe, the creator of all things. It would be prudent for you to pay close attention and not lose focus. We have to get rid of this tick-tock mentality. Saying, verse 34, speak unto the children of Yesharal. There's your target group. He was not speaking to anyone else. There's only one group of people who are chosen that belong to him. And listen what he says. And no one else. Saying, the 15th day. How do you find the 15th day? Are you going to find it on Pope Gregory's calendar? The calendar that the world uses today? You cannot. Yahuwah himself says that the moon is the sign of feast. You have to look to the moon. All of his feast days which includes his Shabbats, are on the lunar event. On the 15th day, how do you start your count? The Jews start from the dark moon. The dark moon is from the prior month. Sometimes there's 2 dark moons in a month. You'll never find the 15th day if you follow the Jews. On the 15th day, what if you're following the Israelite brothers? They say that the full moon is day 1 of the month, the beginning of the month. Is that true? Only to a person who is in a strong delusion, believing lies. Kase, Kise, is full. Hidash, when the light becomes visible, and most of you have seen it already. It is a slither of light, a thin crescent, which heralds in the beginning of the month. From that point, you count 14 days, and then the light becomes full. So what happened to all of the time when the moon was growing in its light? Do we dismiss that and just jump to the full moon and say that the 14th day in the evening is the first day of the month? It is unheard of. It is against creation. It is against observation. It's against this book. So if you follow either one of these parties, they will lead you into destruction of this 7th month. What if you added a 13th month? What if you added a 14th month? How many months in a year? Simple question. 12. Is there anything in the book that tells you to add a 13th month if the barley harvest is not right? Or if the moon moves away from the sun in the amount of 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80 days? Not a thing. Is there a prohibition against it? Yes, it is. You will be in error if you add any time to the calendar. Listen to what the Bible says. You cannot add to or take away from this book of the law. What is the penalty for all of those who have added 13th, 14th months according to the Metonic cycle? The penalty is death. The Father said the 7th month. If you add a 13th month, you're going to be in the 8th month. If you add a 14th month, you're going to be in the 9th month. You have spit in his face. Again, verse 33. And Yahuwah spake unto Moshe. The speaker is the master of the universe. Shall be the feast of Sakah for 7 days unto Yahuwah. Not 6 days. 7 days. Verse 35. On the first day, is it the first day of the month? Or is it the first day of the feast? It's the first day of the feast. What day would that be? The 15th day. Shall be a holy convocation. It's a gathering. Can we gather here in the lands of our captivity? No. There's no place for you to go where Yah has placed his name. What do we do, Brother David? stay in your homes. And if you've identified someone who carries out the feasts that are by themselves, invite them to join with you. Ye shall do no servile work therein. You can't go to your job on this day. But you can bake, you can boil, you can kindle a fire. The restrictions have been removed. The restriction is you cannot go to your workplace. Verse 36, 7 days. Ye shall offer an offering made by fire unto Yahuwah. Do we do this? Can you go to your grill and cut up a lamb and put him on the grill and make an offering unto Yahuwah? The answer is absolutely not. If you have done that, you have violated the law again. It can only be in the place where Yah has put his name. But because the Father knew that he was sending all of us into captivity, even the Aaronic priesthood, which we cannot identify today, he has provided for us a priest who is qualified, who passed all the prerequisites. He is in the heavens. What is his name? Yahusha. He is offering up all of the pertinent sacrifices on the new moons, on the Shabbats, and on the feast days. So you don't have to worry about the offering part. What you have to worry about is being on the right day and carrying out the feast. On the 8th day, Brother David, what are you talking about the 8th day? There's no 8th day on the calendar. Every week has 7 days. Well, Yah's ways are not our ways. So he's speaking something that's going to come to light a little bit more as I explain it. On the 8th day shall be an holy convocation unto you. It's another gathering. And ye shall offer an offering made by fire unto Yahuwah. Again, Yahusha has this covered. It is a solemn assembly. Here's the restriction. And ye shall do no servile work therein. So on the first day of the feast, no servile work can be done. On the 8th day of the feast, no servile work can be done. You cannot go to your regular workplace, but you can work in your home. Everything you need to do to prepare for this feast. Look at 37. These are the feasts of Yahuwah. They're not the feast of Moshe or Masha. These are the feasts of Yahuwah, which you shall proclaim to be holy convocations, to offer an offering made by fire unto Yahuwah. Here's what is offered for you on your behalf by the priest that is in heaven: a burnt offering, a meat offering, a sacrifice, and drink offerings. Everything upon his day. Whose day is this? It's Yahuwah's. You need to investigate. It would be prudent for you to apply yourself and learn how to find his days. Verse 38. Besides the Shabbats of Yahuwah, and besides your gifts, and besides all of your vows, and besides all of your free will offerings, which you give unto Yahuwah, can you do that here in the land of your captivity? The answer is no. It can only be done in the place where he's put his name. Do you remember the temple that I showed you in the beginning? That is the place where he put his name. They have found his name numerous times on ostracas, clay tablets, all over the place. Verse 39, also in the 15th day of the 7th month, when you have gathered in the fruit of the land, you shall keep a feast unto Yahuwah 7 days. This is a feast of harvest also, the ingathering. On the first day of the feast, which is the 15th day, it shall be a Sabbath, a Shabbat. Pay attention. And on the 8th day, it shall be a Sabbath, a Shabbat. We need to go to Brother Kuya's calendar. Identify number 15 in an aquamarine color on this calendar. In yellow, it would say 13. Let's see what Brother Kuya has put in this box. It's the second Shabbat day. There's a full moon. And it's the first day of the Feast of Booths, the Feast of Sukkah, tents, or huts. From this day, you're going to count to 8 days. Can we do that together? 15 is 1. Come down to the next line. You'll see 16 is 2. 17 is 3. 18 is 4. 19 is 5. 20 is 6. 21 is 7. And 22 is 8. What did he say again? On the first day, which is the 15th day, it shall be a Shabbat. The 15th is a Shabbat for us every single month. This is how you identify whether you have the right day. Then he said on the 8th day, which is the 22nd, it's also going to be a Shabbat. The 22nd is always our Shabbat. This is Yah's 8-day count. 7 days you are to have the feast, you will come to the 21st. And then on the 22nd, which is the 8th day, it's the third Shabbat, and it's the 8th day, which is really the 7th day after the 6 working days. I hope I'm not confusing you. You should know how to count by now. It's all right here in front of you. If your feast does not start on your regular weekly Shabbat, you got it wrong. Look, let me show you another 8-day count. Go up to the top. You'll see number 1. On the first line, you'll see number 1. And next to it, you'll see a 30 in red. That was where we had the Feast of Trumpets. That's day 1. Okay. So then after New Moon's Day, you come down to the next line, you'll see 31. And then you'll see a number 2, which will be the second day of the month. But if you come down to the bottom, you'll see the 6 working days that is spoken of in the scriptures. Let me tell you what Ezekiel, I believe it's chapter 20, says. On New Moon's Day, the gates of the temple are open. But during the 6 working days, the gates of the temple are shut. But then on the Sabbath day, the gates of the temple are open. Let's count from day 1 to the first Sabbath day of the month. 1, then come down to the next line. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's another 8-day count. Yah's ways are not your ways. It's either you line up with him or you're lined up with someone else. Is he going to change for you because you're in a strong delusion believing lies? No. The whole process of return is you repenting, changing your mind, and turning back to the old ways, which is the good way, so that you may find rest for your souls. Now let me show you something else. Look up top. The Jews, their celebration starts October 9th in the evening to October 16th in the evening. Do you know what day that is? It's a Sunday. I thought, Brother David, that all of their Shabbats were on Saturday. Now you see the strong delusion that they're in. Look at IUIC. Their celebration starts September 24th in the evening to October 1st in the evening. What day do you think that is? It's a Sunday. Did they not say that all of their Shabbats are on Saturday? Look at our calendar. This month, the lunar event has fallen on a Saturday. Do you see how the Father is making fools out of every single one of them? Look at the Jews. They're all the way in October. 2 months. 2 adjustments. Look at IUIC. They're 1 month. Plus 15 days because they start from the full moon. Here's your assignment. I want you to tell me how these two parties are in error. I know there's not going to be many takers, but let's see if you have mastered how to count the days. Let's return to the scripture. Verse 40, and you shall take on the first day, that's the 15th day, the first day of the feast, the boughs of goodly trees, branches of palm trees, and the boughs of thick trees, and willows of the brook. And ye shall rejoice before Yahuwah your Allah Yakum 7 days. So on the 15th day, you can't go to work. No servile work can be done, but at your home, you can work. You have to prepare for the feast. You have to build your hut or your tent on the first day. Verse 41, and you shall keep it a feast unto Yahuwah 7 days in the year. It shall be a statute forever in all your generations. Have you ever seen a statute to tell you that you are to, at a 13th month or a 14th month, if the barley harvest is not ripe, or if the moon moves away from the sun in the amount 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80 days? The answer is no. I've been waiting for even a scripture that states that. If it's not in the book, someone is adding it. And you cannot add to or take away from this book of the law. This is divine law. Every word that proceeds out of the mouth of Yahuwah is divine law. You cannot alter it and come from the imagination of your mind. You shall celebrate it in the 7th month, not the 8th month, not the 9th month, the 7th month. Verse 42, ye shall dwell in tents, huts, booths, 7 days. All that are Yeshara Layam born shall dwell in tents. This one is for us. It's a command. Verse 43, that your generations may know. that your generations may remember that I made the children of Yisrael to dwell in tents when I brought them out of the land of Egypt. Do you understand what is happening here? Why does he want you to know or to remember? He wants you to remember what your ancestors did. He brought them out of Egypt with an outstretched arm and a mighty hand, never seen before in the history of this land. And when they came unto the mountain, they decided to make a golden calf. And they said, "This calf is Yahuwah that brought us out of the land of Egypt." Yahuwah was furious with us. He destroyed most of them. He desired to destroy us all. He could have taken Moses, Masha, and his seed alone built a great nation. But Moses interceded on our behalf. He said the rest of the people, the Egyptians, and all of those who witness this great thing that our mighty one has done, will say unto you that you brought these people out of bondage to kill them. Wow. Yahuwah repented from what he planned to do. And he said instead, I will make them wander in the wilderness for 40 years till all of those who took part in this thing will die. They will never see the promised land. So what he wants you to remember is how you transgressed against him and brought another god, an Epis bull that you learned about in Egypt, and put him in the place and said, this is the one who has delivered us. Now look at this. After he made this statement, he signed his name. I am Yahuwah, your Alayakim. Seal the deal. This is a statute that should be carried out forever in all your generations, so that you may remember how rebellious and stiff-necked our people are. Now do you understand what I mean by a bunch of rebels? He's not having it this time. When he returns, all of the rebels shall be destroyed. And all of those who have overcome, who are the ones who have overcome? Those who have sought him with all of their heart, with all of their mind, with all of their soul. He said that if you seek me, you will find me, if you search for me with all of your heart. You have to do that. You cannot just go by Brother David. You must educate yourself in the law and in his ways. He has signed his name to this contract. Verse 44. And Masha declared unto the children of Yisrael the feast of Yahuwah. Now Masha, who is his voice, came and told the people how to carry out the feast according to the words that Yahuwah has given him. When shall this feast start? Look up top. From the 12th on Pope Gregory's calendar in the evening to the 13th in the evening. That is the first day. In the sky, that would be the 15th day. And then we have the next one that you are to do no servile work from the 19th in the evening to the 20th in the evening. That is the 8th day. No servile work can be done. Neither one of these days can you go to work. But all of the days in between, you can work. There's no prohibition against it. But listen to me, brothers and sisters. It's time for us to stop being kindergarten students. All of you must be self-sufficient. I am not here to teach you to be a dependent like the others are doing. You have to know how to work this out yourself, especially the men. You are the head. If you are not leading, then you are the tail. Shalom, brothers and sisters. Enjoy your feast. And by the way, do not forget the Day of Atonement. All of us need our transgressions of the law wiped away. It starts Sunday, this Sunday, in the evening, till Monday in the evening, 24 hours. You must afflict your soul. If you go to work on that day, you're cut off. Guaranteed. If you don't afflict your soul, you're cut off. Guaranteed. It's your responsibility to put this effort in to show that you want your soul to be cleansed of your transgressions. Now you have to put up or shut up. The ball is in your court. Shalom.